Pretty much, I'm eating a mozzarella stick paired with a pancake, paired with a hot dog covered in sugar. And it's honestly one of the best things I've ever eaten. Hi, I'm Beryl, and this week I went through the comments and picked out a topic that one of you requested. Bing! Yep, I'm doing hot dogs. So, did a little research, talked to a bunch of people, and I have chosen 5 hot dog recipes from 5 countries that I thought were way more interesting and exciting than just ketchup and a bun. So, that's what we're doing. It's hot dog week. Yeah. This is called the Completo Italiano, and it's from Chile. There are a lot of types of hot dog preparations in Chile, and the story goes back to the 1920s when they were first served in soda shops in Santiago. A man named Eduardo Bahamondes, who was visiting the US, had his first hot dog, and when he came back to Chile, he began selling them at a restaurant he owned. In the 1960s, an Italian businessman bought Eduardo's restaurant and started selling the Completo Italiano style. You might notice the colors here, red, green, and white. They resemble the Italian flag. Ultimately, in Chile, the hot dog isn't about the hot dog, it's about the toppings. And there are a ton of combinations utilizing a variety of ingredients. This is just one of them that I wanted to try. Being a woman and eating a hot dog on the internet is a bold move. Here we go. Okay. This is so good. It's very creamy. The avocado, obviously creamy, adding the mayonnaise, more cream, but then you have the bite of the onion and the tomato, and that just like really helps it. Dang. I like that the avocado keeps all the toppings in. That is definitely something, you get kind of, especially towards the end of the hot dog, everything just goes to hell. But look at how everything's just in still. Roger, do you want to come try it? Oh my God, you ate so much of it. Is this like one bite? No, it can't be. I am so excited. Never again will I just have ketchup on a hot dog. Life is about to change for the better. Okay. The South Korean cheese corn dog. In the 1990s, a bunch of new foods hit the South Korean street food scene in Seoul, including Belgian waffles, churros, kebabs, and American hot dogs. With hot dogs, the preparation changed. In Korea, they're served like corn dogs, not on buns, but the batter is sweeter, and there's a ton of variation here. Some of these can be covered in cut up potatoes, some have seaweed. The one that I'm making is a more simple affair, because I don't really know what I'm doing. But when they're done frying, you roll them in sugar, and that is amazing. I cannot believe I made this. I'm very excited. Woo! Oh my God. What? We might need to blur this. Obviously extraordinarily unhealthy, but American corn dogs have literally nothing on this. It's interesting how sweet this is because an American corn dog is entirely savory. This, however, is sweet and savory, which is a delight. You have to try making this or try finding it. I've seen these at the Korean grocery store frozen, but you need to try this because this is so different and it is so good. Honestly, I would eat a second, but I didn't make a second because I thought, Beryl, you're gonna wanna eat a second and then you'll probably end up feeling sick. I'm regretting how thoughtful past Beryl was right now. crunchy and salty and sweet and savory and like everything that you've ever wanted from a street food, from a snack, from a hot dog. Wow. I kind of feel changed. This is the Tunnbrödsel. Tunnbrödsel? It's from Sweden, and it might be the ultimate drunk food. You've got a hot dog with mashed potatoes, shrimp salad, relish, mustard, ketchup, and it's all wrapped up on a flatbread. Anthony Bourdain was quoted as saying, "It was the most disgusting thing ever, and I love it." Translated, it kind of just means thin bread roll. It was created by a man named Elof Bratfors, who had a hot dog and burger stand back in 1962. He specialized in selling burgers, fries, and hot dogs, and mashed potatoes. So naturally, one day, he combined them. I'm not sure why the shrimp salad is there, but the more the merrier, I think. I never thought that I would be eating a mashed potato, shrimp salad, hot dog. And yet here we are. Why? Why do the weirdest combinations always work? This is like late night junk food in Sweden. Here I am, midday, sober as a nun, and I think this tastes great. This is gonna be a doozy to explain. Mashed potatoes are very creamy. And there is also like a warmth within it. So usually, with hot dogs, you're kind of putting colder ingredients on it. But here you have hot dog, warm mashed potatoes. The shrimp salad, it's a dark horse. I mean, this definitely would fill your stomach up if you've been out drinking all night. I have never, ever thought to put together mashed potatoes and a shrimp salad and a hot dog. And I think that my brain is kind of racing to catch up with everything that's happening here. Sweden does you dirty, the banana pizza and now this, but it always kind of works. So, touche. I don't know if this is necessarily a family barbecue type of hot dog topping to put together. However, next time I can travel and I end up in Sweden, I'm absolutely ordering this. No question. This is called Emolho de Cachorro, and it is from Brazil. My friend actually told me about it. In essence, we have hot dogs that are cooked in a tomato sauce and served in a bun. Couldn't find much about the origins of this dish, but my friend told me that this is something that, as kids in Brazil, you always have at birthday parties. And that kind of makes sense. This is one big pot. You put them all in there together. I should note that Brazil is known for its hot dogs, and there is a hot dog preparation that is a smorgasbord of toppings. But I chose this one because it seemed different. And my friend had great memories with this dish, so it seemed like something new that you might not know about. You're gonna top it with crispy potatoes for a little extra crunch, and it's ready. Okay. In essence, I've got hot dog stew in a bun. Ooh. You know what this tastes like? Sausage and pepper roll. This tastes like an Italian sausage and pepper roll. Huh. So when I was researching hot dogs, obviously there's a Brazilian hot dog that if you are Brazilian, you probably know about it, called the Completo, and it has a crazy amount of toppings. It is pretty incredible looking. I didn't choose that one because I wanted to find different preparations. If every single hot dog recipe in this was just, hey, put this on top, put this on top, I don't know. I wouldn't feel like it was as researched enough. I think that while I was preparing this, I kept thinking to myself, I'm gonna be eating hot dog stew. But here I am, eating my words because, first of all, this isn't a stew. The tomato sauce and the water really cooks down and it gets into the hot dogs. This is why you can't judge food by its appearance, Because you never know what it's going to taste like, and it probably is going to be delicious. So, I'm just going to forge on another hot dog. This last one is a Mexican-American hybrid, and it is called a Sonoran hot dog. The hot dog is wrapped in bacon and grilled, then stuffed in a split-top roll with pinto beans, pico de gallo, avocado, and a little bit of crema. The origins are a bit unknown, but a very popular theory is that it was first sold at baseball games in Sonora, Mexico in the 1940s. They then made their way to the local university where vendors sold them to students, and eventually they came to the Southwest in the US, and they are very popular in Arizona. It looks pretty amazing. I don't know how I am supposed to eat this. It's like as big as my head. I think this is gonna be painful. Oh. Well, triggering my eye. Honestly, there's too much bread. I don't know how. I'm doing some surgery here. I decided to try to just put it in a bun because if I can't eat it, what's the point? Trying this again with a more, I feel like, manageable bun because I just couldn't eat it. Okay, I have an opinion. I like the pico because there's a zestiness to it more than just having tomato and onion on a hot dog. And the pinto beans are definitely an interesting kind of creaminess. They're, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost bread-like at the bottom of the bread. The bacon wrapped hot dog I thought was more complicated than it was. And there's kind of like an element of, ooh. I'd never heard of this hot dog before. Maybe that's because I live on the East Coast, but I like that there's kind of this fusion dish between Mexico and the Southwest because there's so much shared down there. Don't mess with the big bread. Just go with like something simple because then you can taste everything. Okay. I have a couple final thoughts. The first one is, even though I don't want to rank things and kind of say, which was the best, I will say that there were a couple in this batch that I was very surprised by and I really would recommend trying because it's outside of the norm of just like toppings on a hot dog. So the Brazilian one and the South Korean one, I felt like, wow, those were really special. Secondly, I know that hot dogs get a bad rap, They're kind of a mystery meat, but come on. Right? Like, they're fun and versatile, and I just feel like I had a really good week. And usually I had a good week and I ate a lot of hot dogs, don't go in the same sentence, but here we are. And this is just so much fun, and thank you to everybody for your recommendations, and keep them coming because obviously I read the comments and I'm looking for inspiration. So with that, I will see you guys in my next video and in the comments.